Alright, you guys, so I'm actually in the middle of taking this R6 apart, but you guys will see that video maybe, but so I just actually got the bell housing off. It's over there. I use this here. You got they bolt to the flywheel there. So yeah, and then actually I have to take this flywheel off because I'm using the other flywheel. So we'll see that. Alright, you guys, so I've got my new engine mounted and I just wanted to actually do another test fit. In the last one you saw, I actually fucked up my paint job. See that there? But I'll just go ahead and touch that up, no big deal. And another thing I found out, thanks to my buddy, you're gonna have to bang this in here, bang all that in. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a hammer to that now and go ahead and drop the engine in again one more time. So let's see what happens. Alright, so I bashed it in pretty good. Hopefully we won't be able to see this once I get the engine in, so hopefully that's gonna help clear it. Alright, so really quick, it's all fitted in, it's sitting on its own, everything. So here's your valve cover clearance. If you don't hammer that, you're done. And pan clears everything, mounts drop in just fine. Driver header is gonna be a pain in the ass. You have a lot of space back here though, you can see that. So, alright you guys, welcome to part 3 of my V8 swap. Today I have my knuckle back, and I was rubbing here before with the Zs in the front, so I have a spacer. We're going to be installing that and installing this and getting the wheels on the car, so stay tuned. And then we're also going to have a little bit of cutting on the engine and the transmission, so stay tuned for that as well. And yeah, you guys, this should be an interesting one. We're getting very closer. This should be like the third to last video, I don't know, but if you haven't already, go watch parts 1 and 2. But yeah, stay tuned guys, check it out. Alright you guys, so this is where we're at. This knuckle is gonna go, so this needs to sit here and connect there and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble all this, put this back together, and see if I can get these spacers looking right. Alright, so you can see I've got it all back on the car. When I originally tried to press out this bearing myself, I popped 3 of the studs out and now I can't find them. So I might have to wait until I can get some studs, which would suck. But for now I'm just gonna bolt it on with the 2 just to fucking see, just because I want to see. So unless I find those studs, then I'm gonna put it on with 2 for now. Alright, so I got the spacers on, and basically that's my fitment for the front. There. No more hitting the knuckle, spins freely. That shit is gonna stick out like crazy, yo. Shit looks clean as fuck though. Alright y'all, so now I'm actually gonna be grinding down these starter bolts here. Grind them down because they obviously stick out past that, and then cutting some out of here to clear that starter gear, because you can see obviously at the top of there. So yeah, I'm gonna cut out probably like that. So stay tuned for that. Hey guys, what's up? I actually got an unexpected day off, so I'm gonna go ahead and shave some of this out to clear this gear here, starter gear. So that's what I'm gonna do now using this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of that out, and then I'll show you guys what I'm left with afterwards. As well as Collins does suggest grinding these starter bolts down, but I'm actually gonna remove these and run a bolt and nut from the other side so that I can actually replace the starter without removing the transmission. So I'm gonna be trying to do that today, as well as probably pulling the dash on this and probably just clearing out all the bullshit that's in the back because I'm tired of it. So stay tuned. I'm gonna do the tranny right now. Alright you guys, quick update. I got the dash pulled out. Here's what we're looking at inside the car. Climb in here. I got a clutch pedal coming, as well as a couple other things. But I'm assuming, I don't know if you guys can see, but I pulled, see that space up there? Pulled this little cover off. I'm assuming that's where the stock clutch pedal would have went. But not too positive, but we'll find out once it gets here. So stay tuned. We're gonna be installing a clutch pedal and making this thing fucking manual as fuck. So no dash gang. That would be super gnarly to ride around like this. Oh, and then look at my fucking steering. Look at my angle in the front. Check it. Oh my. I mean, I ain't really gonna drift too much, but that just looks clean as fuck. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is like super close to the fucking inner fender well. So I'm gonna take a grinder to it later on and just shave down the fenders a little bit. See if I can't turn this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some grinding. All right, so I took my cut out of the bell housing here. I'm pretty sure that's good enough. This is like one of the only things I didn't have a reference to go off of. I guess it's gonna kind of be, once I get the adapter here, I'll be able to tell better, but I'm pretty sure that's enough. But I don't know if you have to cut into the actual top here, this top piece. I did a little bit, but yeah, so I think that's good, you guys. That's enough cut. I'm pretty sure if that started to clear, I might grind it back just a little bit more. I know those are some ugly cuts, but I'm not the best with the grinder and shit, so that's that for now. Now I'll just be waiting for my clutch pedal to arrive. I have a shifter shortener for the transmission, and then I have the kit for the flywheel clutch and all that good stuff. So stay tuned, and that should be here shortly in the next few days. Yeah, Foreign Authority, guys. We're almost there. All right, so I went ahead and took a little bit more off, but I think that should be good right there. It says small notch in the instructions, but I want to be safe rather than sorry, so I think that's good. And you should probably wear something protective, or you're gonna end up like me with metal shards all over the fucking place. Yeah, so there's that. So that's my notch. I think I should be good. And now we wait for the kit. Alright, so now I actually don't have anything to clean the trans right this second, but now that I have the time, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the manifold so I can do the starter bolt mod. Basically, you have to grind these bolts down anyways, but you're gonna have to pull the whole trans off in order to change out the starter if that ever happens. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the maintenance now and pull this manifold off. It shouldn't be too bad, so yeah. Alright, you guys, so I have all the bolts out on the manifold, and as you can see, this throttle body slides back, and then I think you just pull up. Alright, it's gonna take some time. This thing's been sitting, so let me just crack it open. It's just like the tranny video, guys. Just ignore my failures, alright? Alright, you guys, it's another Sunday. I'm back. I'm actually kind of sick, so excuse my poor voice. Got the starter out. From the factory, the starter bolts run through the rear, like so. But I'm actually going to be running them from the inside out and with a nut and washer. I'll show you how that's going to look in a minute here, because they actually need to be grinded down for the Collins adapter. And then also today, I've got my block off plate from Excessive. Goes right, all right, the other way. Goes right here. Basically cover up that hole. We also got the shifter shortening bracket. And then I've also got my clutch pedal with my master. So I'm going to go ahead and try to install those today. I do have the Collins kit, but I need a couple more things, like a legit torque wrench and some Loctite, some just little things, before I can go ahead and install my flywheel, clutch, and all that. So today I'm just going to be focusing on cleaning up all my shavings, all my mess. Clean this shaft for sure. Try to get that clutch pedal mounted. And yeah, guys, stay tuned. Everything's looking good. Oh, I also got, here's my hole saw kit for the master, or the clutch pedal. So stay tuned. Hopefully this goes good. And yeah. Oh, what do you know? I fucking go to take this off, and this shit just broke off right here. Look at that. Just broke that shit off. I don't know what that is. Obviously some type of sensor. But I'm gonna have to hold off on this bullshit until I can get that fucking replaced. So, yay, more money on more fucking shit. Seriously? Really? 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 Alright, whatever. I guess I'm gonna have to focus on the clutch pedal. Fuck, I'm always messing things up, and this makes everything harder. Why can't things go smoothly? I don't know. Oh well. Stay tuned while I fix that issue. Alright, so this is the general idea for the clutch and master. Basically, pedal, press it, boom, and there's a spring in there. Basically, it's basically acts like a spring. So that's gonna go between the firewall, and I'm gonna go check it out right now, test fit. Alright, so just to recap with you guys, this is the piece of the firewall that's like comes out stock, and then I ripped out all of this extra just to give me space to install this pedal. And so I have it mounted right there, you can see that. I'm gonna measure from here to here and basically draw this mounting plate, and so I can just put it up on the firewall and then drill through it. So yeah. Alright you guys, so very simple thing I drew up. Sorry it's kind of sloppy, but that's the general idea. Alright you guys, so I'm actually gonna go with the 32mm hole saw, and I've already got my 2 other holes drilled, the mounting holes. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill this hole now. Alright you guys, let's just say these crappy hole saws did not work. I ended up having to do some janky shit, but clutch pedal's in. It's really close to the fucking brake pedal. It actually hits it. So I'm gonna be cutting the whole left side of this. It sits higher than the other pedals, but I don't know. 3 pedal gang. Still works. So you can see the master cylinder is in its appropriate location. The hole, like I said, didn't come out the best, but I still need a bolt on that top one. That's why it's spaced like that. But everything's in place, just like how it should be. Alright you guys, so after getting that pedal all installed, I went ahead and trimmed it a couple times. And this is what I'll be going with. 3 pedals, I think there's plenty of space. You can see this pedal does sit a little further than the brake pedal, but I think it'll be good like this, you guys. Like I said, I think you saw where it mounts way back there, and up there you can see that spacer there. So I got to get the final torque, get this all hemmed back up, and then we got our 3 pedals nice and neat. Alright you guys, so if you were watching part 2, if you watched part 2, you will know that this exhaust manifold for the driver's side did not clear. It starts to, hold on a sec, it starts to hit here on the flange, here on this flange here, so I'm actually going to just chop that off and see if it'll clear without that, because I've got to get this thing to clear, guys. I'm running out of time. I need this car finished, and I don't have time for someone to customize that right now, so I'm going to chop that flange off, and I'm going to go ahead and test fit it. It's actually nighttime. I just got home from work, so I know you guys hate the night videos, but it's going to happen right now. So wish me luck. I'm going to pull this thing out of here, walk it over there, drop it in, and hopefully it fucking fits with that manifold on there. So stay tuned. Alright you guys, so you can see I cut off that flange there. That's the cut I've got. I'm gonna just do a test fit and see if this fits. If not, I'm gonna have to do something else, custom manifold, so I'm hoping and praying. Alright you guys, so I've got it bolted on. This is the driver's side, and I don't know if you can tell, but here's the engine mount. And basically, if you can tell, this is like ending up, lined up with the engine mount. If you can see that piece there? So it's not sticking out too far anymore. If you come over to the engine bay here, you can see here in the engine bay, that's the engine mount, those 2 holes, and that's the steering shaft we're trying to avoid. So it looks like you obviously have to be lined up, if not inside of the engine mount there. So it looks like it's gonna clear, guys, with a little flexing and stuff. So I might have to beat it, hammer it, but let's check it out. Let's test it. Alright you guys, we've got the motor all in. It's gonna be hard to see this, so excuse me. But there's my steering shaft, and alright, this is as good as it gets. So there's my steering shaft, and there's my header. So mounts are dropped in. I don't know if you can see that, but it's sitting on the mounts, and it's literally going right past that. So if I can shave that down a little bit, maybe hammer it in and shave it down. That is so fucking close. Alright, so I lifted the motor back up, and I started to shave and hammer where it was hitting here on the manifold. So I think I actually got some movement out of the runner here, and I'm gonna drop it back in and see if we're clearing now. I did quite a bit of hammering and shaving. I have been told that these manifolds will crack with too much hammering, so I tried to avoid that. But if it doesn't clear on this try, I'm gonna hammer the fuck out of it. I don't know if you can see that. It's really close there, you guys. I've shaved it down. This might work like temporarily, but I don't think it's very safe. I'm gonna shave a little bit more. I don't know if you can see that, but it's damn near clearing. But stay tuned. I still gotta get a new knock sensor. I broke that knock sensor right there, so I can do the starter mod. You can see we have plenty of space. there's that master cylinder from the other day. You guys, this has been a frustrating ass night, but somewhat overall success because I am gonna make it work. So stay tuned. Hopefully I can shave enough to where that is nice and easy and neat. So thanks guys for watching, and until next time where I install my clutch and all. So yeah. So this is what we're looking at. I'm actually gonna go ahead and grind some more down as much as I can and see if it even does anything, because I figured I might as well. I already did all this, but I got another set of headers coming on the way that I'm gonna have welded and cut and welded, so it'll clear for sure. So no issues on that end, but I figured I might as well go all out on these since I already did all that grinding. Alright you guys, just know I destroyed my engine bay paint in the process of this whole thing, but oh well. But here's the header clearance. To see it from the top. Basically, it does not clear. So, almost does. Almost does, but doesn't. The engine bolts in cherry. Plenty of room without that AC compressor. So, that was just the test fit. I have the intake off because I'm doing the starter mod, and I gotta replace that knock sensor. Still not here, and yeah, I'm actually gonna clean up the trans, put the dash back in, and get to that. Alright, so we got the knock sensor. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up all this and install this sensor, get the manifold back on so we can get this bad boy going. Alright, so of course I had to punch something to get this knock sensor off because that's how most pain in the ass things go. But what I did is I stuck this big ass compressor wrench in here, and I just cracked it, boom, punched something. Nothing broke though, except my hand. Alright, and then it came loose, nice and smooth. Let's see, got the old one here, and got the new one. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. Twister on in, if you can, if it's the right thread pitch. And then we're gonna just try to give her a little crank with the wrench there. Just one little crank. Oh, that's good. Alright you guys, so you pop this off here, and then you've got this one, the main bolt, and you're gonna loosen that up and it'll get out of your way. Go ahead and do that now. So see that, rotate that out of your way now. Oh, make sure this sensor here is unplugged. Shit's always breaking. Gotta love them. Alright, get that sensor out of your way just like that. Now you can thread the bolt in. See that right there? And then we're gonna do that. Get our bolts in. Alright, so I got my bolts in, and I've got the harness back where it needs to be. Everything's bolted down. The cover's back on. So the cool part about this mod is that you just slide it in with the bolts, and then you thread it from the backside. So for us now, it should be easy access. Yeah. Just plug in the knock sensors. Alright, we're gonna throw the intake on now. That type of thing. Move this bad boy out of our way. Alright you guys, we got the starter mod done. It's all cherry now. No need to move the trans for the starter job. And yeah, so next you're going to be seeing the flywheel clutch pressure plate and trans install. Stay tuned. Alright you guys, I got my box from Collins Performance. I've actually had it for a minute here. We're going to go ahead and start with the flywheel. Here's the trans mount. We'll get to all this later, you guys, but for now, we're gonna start with the flywheel, so let me grab it. Alright, you guys, this is the Collins Performance Flywheel. It is made for this setup right here, so it comes with the pressure plate bolted, so we're gonna unbolt that, and then we'll go ahead and slap this onto the engine. Alright, you guys, so you can see around here the flywheel, that's the adapter plate for the transmission to the engine block. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put that on first, and it actually has a nice gloss finish, which I appreciate. Look at, you can see these products are high quality, guys. So I'm gonna put the adapter on first because it should be able to fit with everything, so let's do it. All his parts come labeled. This says 1UZFE engine adapter bolt kit. So we're gonna go ahead and use this and bolt up. Alright, you guys, so there's the adapter plate on. These two dowel pins line up right there and there. So you got two dowel pins. It's sitting on the pins right now. I haven't threaded any bolts in. That's how it's looking. Alright, I'm a little upset. The adapter is hitting the starter bolts, or at least this one, but apparently these bolts are too long. I should have went maybe, I don't know, a couple millimeters less on the length there. So now you know what not to do. And yeah, I'm gonna have to grind those down, which just fucking sucks. It'll still be better than having to remove the fucking tranny, but, and then this happened to my last cutting wheel and I can't find another one. So I think for now I'm just gonna go ahead and swap out, take off the old headers because I've got my new headers in and they need customizing, but I'm gonna take these off for now. Alright, so I got the headers off, and then also I went ahead and installed the pilot bushing. This is where the transmission's, the end of the input shaft's gonna slide into. It's gonna slide right in there. So I gotta get a grinder to grind these down and continue with this, but I'm trying to do anything I can here. So just to clear up some confusion that I had, there's actually a thicker bolt and a thinner bolt, and the thinner ones are on the bottom here, 1, 2, 3, and the bigger ones are all on the top half. So past this line, all the small ones down here and all the big ones go up here. Alright, and then just to show you guys, these are the flywheel bolts. They are M10 by 125, I believe. Yeah, M10 by 125 by 45, so 45 millimeter underhead length. 12 point ARP is what you use. You do not want to sheep out on this, and then also you want to use some of this thread locker, the red kind, on all the threads there. So I'm gonna go ahead, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna grind that down right now, go look for something, but this is where I'm at for now. I wanted to go ahead and test fit those bolts, and yeah. Alright, so my buddy had a great idea, which was throw some washers on there and set the bolt back further so it can still be nice and tight. Alright, so while that was a good idea, I didn't get any luck with it. It's hard to tell, but they stick out so they still stick out, so I gotta go ahead and grind them down regardless. Alright, so while I can't put the adapter on, I realized that either way I can put it on afterwards. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the flywheel now while I have the chance. So we've got 8 bolts here. Make sure you have your pilot bushing adapter in. Excuse me. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. And make sure you have your spacers, stock flex plate and stock spacers here. So we'll do that now. Alright, so for those of you wondering, you see the outline on the outline of the bolts there? That's gonna line up with the same outline on here. And that's flush against the crank. Make sure you have your pilot installed like I said. That's gonna slip right on. And then once you have that lined up, gotta get it flush there. Hold on a sec. Alright, so once you put on the thick spacer, the flex plate, stock flex plate, and then the thin sheet metal spacer, you're gonna want to put the flywheel on from Collins. Like I said again, don't forget this bushing because you're gonna be going all the way back. Yeah, so you got the 8 bolts. Go ahead and put your red thread locker, and in 4 steps, we're going to 80 foot-pounds, and this will be installed, folks. Alright, so we got the flywheel on. It's getting dark outside, so I just gotta keep moving here. Alright, so we're gonna be doing the clutch and pressure plate next. You can see there's dowel pins to line it all up. I've got my alignment tool, and yeah. Alright, so from the last clip, I picked up some new tools, a jack, a new grinder, some cutting wheels, a little toolkit, like $4, a new torque wrench, and then I've got new flywheel bolts. You might be asking yourself why. So basically, to put this simple terms, with the setup that Collins Adapters advises you to use, you basically end up with the flex plate hitting the starter gear, which is what I have here. Kind of hard to see, but starter gear won't even move. So I need another spacer. I'm waiting on that still, but since I got all this other stuff, I am gonna get the car more situated as far as suspension. The coilovers need to be adjusted for the wheels. I need to get that going, and then I'm gonna take all this off because I've got the new bolts and I've got the spacer. Should be here tomorrow or so. So there's that, and yeah. First time setting the car down with the spacers. I think it's gonna be on point. I gotta bring that down a lot more, definitely. But we'll go ahead and bring the rear down just a little bit. Let me show you where it's at. We're gonna bring that rear down. We're gonna bring the front down. We want that fitment, folks. All right, so on the front fitment, we're getting a little bit closer. So I'm gonna go down a little bit more. It's just not good enough for me. All right, folks, now that's fitment to my liking. Right there, looking on point. And then we got the rears looking good too. So that's what I'm gonna go with. That's why I bought stiff suspension, folks, so I could do that shit. Now I gotta do the other side. All right, so I never adjusted the other side yesterday. But, well, actually I did, but they're not dialed in, so I gotta dial it all in. But I got the wheels on and everything. So, gonna dial in the suspension today, and then I gotta cut up these headers. I'm gonna show you guys this quick and easy. Just gonna make it a few cuts. Here's the driver header. So, you'll see here in a second what I'm gonna do with it. And then here's the passenger. Like that. Alright, so we'll get started on these headers now. Alright, so the first cut for this driver header is gonna be here. You're gonna take out about, I don't know, I'd say ½ an inch out of that piping right there, and then so that's gonna get welded shut. So we'll do that. Also, the flanges are gonna have to come off for both of them. All right, so that was the raw cut I just made. I'm working with this fucking 4-inch wheel. It's not easy. That's why it came out so shitty, but there it is. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, and then basically you need this to meet this. Make sure you don't bend this because it's gonna mate to the engine. And so we're gonna make a relief cut here about halfway through the pipe, and that's gonna allow this pipe to bend so it can meet with it. Or no, you know what? Let me double check where I'm gonna make my cut. I'll show you guys here in a minute. All right, so there's the flange cut. I just went right on the original weld. These flanges are actually easier to take off than the JDM manifold flanges, just because of the angle. You can get easy cut. Alright, so just real quick for the passenger manifold, all that's needed is cut off the flange and then cut off this EGR or whatever it is, and then just fill that in. Or if you want to do a plate, block off plate, that's fine. But I'm just going to cut it off and fill it in with weld. And then, it's funny, they mentioned the broken stud on this, but I'm cutting that off. So basically cut this off and cut that off for the passenger. That's all you need. Alright, so that's the relief cut. And it's brought closer now. It looks like shit, I know, but once you weld it in, you won't even know the difference. So, let me just show you other side by side with the other one, and look how much more space it gives you. So side by side, I don't know if you can tell, but there on the end, it starts to get a lot slimmer. It's hard to show that, but you can see the design here on the end is a lot different. So it's gonna hug the block better with these. And yeah. Alright, so for the most part, guys, this is the headers. Those are the cuts there. Those are the cuts on that. Take that in, get that welded up, and then supposedly you can swap like this piece with this piece, but I don't see how that's gonna make much more room. So I don't really feel like doing all that. So I hope it works like this. Alright, so this is gonna be kind of a fail here at the end. So I didn't get the headers back in time. I thought the shop was gonna be open on Saturday, but they weren't, so they don't open until tomorrow. I gotta get this car out of here today. Basically we were having flex plate and flywheel issues. I'll explain that later. And so this is gonna come off, and I'm gonna throw this engine in the car with the stock headers because it does fit, but it's just not proper, just because I don't want those holes open. And then this thing's going to storage, yeah. So it's gonna go to storage, and then yeah, I'm gonna just, once I get a chance, I'll have someone drop the tranny in, give you guys a look at the tranny. And this is the block off plate you need. So it's a bummer because I just didn't have enough time and enough money, and I actually just lost my job. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's like a spider web thing. Anyways, so yeah, oh my god, you guys, look at this rear fitment though. But yeah, so yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna wait till I have a little bit more cash, and then I can go ahead and get this finished here. It's basically good done, guys. I'm just a little bullshit, but it's all good and dandy. We're gonna go ahead and get this wrapped up, throw this engine in. That's about it. Stay tuned. Alright, so I've got my adapter plate on, and this is how I'm gonna leave it for now. I just stuffed some rags in there, so I'm gonna go drop it in now, and then I gotta swap my fans from the stock radiator over to the Mishimoto because I'm gonna use the stock wiring. So do that, get it all in, and then that's about it. So I don't know if you guys have seen the California fires lately, but look at the sun. But geez, it just looks gloomy around here. But still swagging. Still swagging. Look at, I just noticed because I have all this ash on here. This is all ash. Bro, that's that wet. Alright. Damn, there's ash everywhere. But yeah, that looks crazy. RIP to everybody. Alright, you guys, so I've got everything in. Just want to show you how it looks. Plenty of clearance here. The hose is a stock 2J, and it's almost exact. This hose is not the right diameter, but it would have worked. Over here you've got plenty of room. I destroyed my engine bay paint. I've said that before, I think. But yeah, you guys, this is gonna be it basically. Thank you for watching. If you've been watching since part 1, if not, go back and watch part 1. I will be back soon with the tranny and everything bolted on and get everything running so you guys can see what it's really like. So so far, even though I haven't got it running, I would definitely say this project is worth it. It has been a pain in the ass, but I mean, I think it speaks for itself, folks. Yeah, stay up till next time, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Thanks, guys.